Hey everyone, it's technology expert Burton Kelso here with another tech tip to help you get the most out of the technology in your life. Today we're going to talk about updating that iPhone or iPad with the latest version of iOS. Uh, iPhones and iPads are not that susceptible to viruses and malware, but it's very important that you make sure that you get your iPhone and iPad updated to the latest iOS software. Many people aren't familiar on how to do this procedure, so we'll go through several steps as far as helping you back up your iOS device and making sure that you get the latest updates that you need in order to keep your device safe from viruses and hackers. We're going to switch screens here and we'll take a look at how to update your iPhone or iPad. Switching screens here, we're going to use a PowerSoft Phone Manager because it's a lot easier to use a PowerSoft Phone Manager to show you how your iPhone and iPad are going to get updated rather than me pointing a camera at the actual device. There's glare if I were to use a camera, and it's just a lot easier to do a screenshot as opposed to trying to do the actual device. So one of the first things that you can do to update your device is to go into iTunes. So we'll minimize this screen here first, and let's go into iTunes. Once we get into iTunes, if you're still using a desktop computer, iTunes will automatically detect your device. And as you can see, iTunes knows that my iPhone needs to be updated. So what I can do in iTunes, once my phone is connected to my computer, on Windows or Mac, I can click download or update, or I can hit download only if I don't want to deal with it again. But let's go ahead and hit cancel. For some odd reason, my iPad it thinks it's new, so we'll hit continue. And we don't necessarily want to restore from backup, but that's okay that we want to do that. But you can go to iTunes and update your iPad and back it up if you want to update your iOS software. While that's performing in the background, let's go ahead and go to a PowerSoft's Phone Manager and let's log into my smartphone so that you can kind of get an idea to how to back up your device from your smartphone or from your iPhone. So after a few seconds, we're going to refresh the screen, and then we're going to go to full screen. And as you can see, there are the contents of my iPhone. So if I wanted to update my iPhone, it's pretty simple. I would just click on settings, and after a few seconds, settings pops up. And then after settings pops up, I want to go down to general. So let's click on general. Once we're in general, I get a software update option. So let's go ahead and click on that. And as you can see, my iPhone is checking for the latest version of iOS, and iOS 11.3 is the latest version. So if I want to install it, I want to go ahead and hit install now. But one of the ways to make sure that you've got a software update available is to look at the software update option under settings and then general. And if you have a red highlighted number, that lets you know that it's time to update your device. Now, one of the things that you want to do before you update your device, obviously, is you want to make sure that your device is backed up. And probably one of the best things for Apple users to do is to go to backup, if we can find that here. Let's scroll through, and I'm never able to find this option, but you definitely want to back up your device before you go through and do an update, just in case there's a problem with the software update. That will allow you to restore your device back to factory defaults if there is a problem with the update that you download. For some odd reason, I can't find backup, but let's go back up and scroll, and let's switch devices. So we're going to exit out of the iPhone, and using a PowerSoft's Phone Manager, we're going to switch to my iPad. So after a few seconds, we should be able to try to go into the iPad, but it's not responding, but that's okay. let's switch back to the iPhone because the settings are exactly the same. And let's go back in, refresh our screen, and go back to full screen there. But anyway, it's very important to keep track of the updates for your iPhone and for your iPad because you want to make sure that you are safe from hackers and viruses, and to make sure that your device stays safe and that you don't have any problems with your iOS device. The other thing too that you need to be aware of is that to make sure that your iOS device is going to be up to date. Now, if we could have gotten to my iPad, I could have shown you that I'm at the end of life of my iPad. But if you go to About, it gives you a little bit more information about your device. So one of the first things you want to check is, as far as software updates, you want to make sure that you can get the latest um, iOS update. And that's just a quick Google search or going to Apple's page to find out what the latest and greatest software is. If your device can't update to the latest version of iOS, then that means that it's end of life and it's time to probably get a new device. One of the other things that you may have problems with your phone is, and an iPad, is if you run out of room. Now, if you go to General and then About, you can basically see, if you go to capacity, you can see that I have a 64 gigabyte capacity on my iPhone, but I've only got 8.6 gigabytes available as far as space is concerned. So you want to check the availability of space before you update, and just for the general health of your iPhone or iPad, just for the simple fact that if you don't have enough room on your iOS device, you're not going to be able to update that device. And then finally, you need to make sure that as far as the wealth or health of your device, I don't know why I said wealth, thinking money, but as far as the health of your device is concerned, you definitely want to make sure that you have enough room on your device to make sure that you can download the latest and greatest updates as far as iOS is concerned. So unfortunately, we weren't able to show the iPad today, but at least giving you the iPhone should give you options as far as how to safely update your device and to make sure that you get the latest and greatest on your smart device to make sure that it stays healthy and that it stays free from viruses and anything else that's out there on the internet. So update those iOS devices. That way you can make sure that your device is going to stay healthy and that you're not going to be infected with viruses and other threats that are out there on the internet. So do it. You won't regret it. As always, if you've got comments or questions about this tech tip, leave them in the comment section below. I would love to hear your feedback as far as what tech tips that you would like to see in future videos. You can view a ton more of, I love that word, a ton more of tech tips at our YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel for Integral, and there's my personal YouTube channel, Burton Kelso. Tons of videos that will allow you to watch and learn and get tech tips to help you get the most out of the technology you use in your day-to-day life. And we're all over social media, so check us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, and Google+. I think I got all of them. But anyway, folks, take care of yourself and do many things to make you smile, and thanks for watching.